This right here is the Springfield XD Mod 3 Defender. This is pretty much their latest handgun in the XD lineup. As far as I know, there are no models other than the 9mm right here. I don't think they're making a 40 or a 45 or anything like that. But then again, I haven't really researched it a lot. The only model that I've seen in my area is the 9mm. So this is pretty much just an updated version of the design points from the original XD and then the Mod 2. They put it into this, made it optics ready, and they're calling it their Defender series. So it's a budget priced gun, and the price puts it squarely in competition with the Taurus G3, the Smith and Wesson SD9 2.0, the Stoeger, the Canik, all those really good, well-made firearms. This is pretty much the competition that those firearms are having from Springfield Armory. So the XD has been around forever, and this one isn't an exactly new model. This has been around for a little bit too. I just haven't really gotten into a Mod 3. I've seen it, but the main reason I bought it is I was able to get it at a discount. So super cheap price, and that's what led me to get this. So now we're going to talk about it because I do think it's a very awesome gun. As you know, I am a Springfield fan, but not everything from Springfield is a home run. For example, I don't really like their Prodigies. That's why I haven't gotten one. That's a lot of money for a gun that has a lot of issues. But I think their XD lineup, their XDM lineup, their Echelon, and their Hellcat lineups are pretty solid. So I've gotten models from each of those lineups. This gun right here, it's a standard capacity, same capacity as the XD has always had. In fact, it's the same magazine, 16-round mag. You can get the 10-round mag for those that are living in restricted areas. They do have that available. Standard striker fired, it does have pretty much the same features that XDs have had. They just kind of updated them a little bit. Starting off with the grip. The grip, you can see there's some spots on the side that they didn't put any type of texturing at all, just on front and rear, which is okay. It gives it a decent enough grip, but I think it would benefit from having extra texturing. Although I do get it. They're trying to save costs, I think, with this model and make it as simple as possible to keep it in a good price point. Ambidextrous magazine release. It does have the grip safety, just like all the XDs have had. I have no issues with these. Some people love them, some people hate them. I'm kind of indifferent about it. The trigger is kind of a flat-faced trigger like you see on the Springfield XDM Elites and whatnot. It's kind of that same type of trigger. So it's pretty decent. The trigger pull is pretty much the same as an XD. There's really nothing fancy about it. So a little bit mushy on the reset, but still decent enough to be able to work off that reset and get some really fast follow-on shots. I like the Springfield triggers. I know they're not the best triggers out there, but I like them. I like them a little bit better than Glocks. That's just my opinion. But good solid trigger. It does have a decent undercut right here. It does have a little bit of a beaver tail right here. So for those that have a little bit more meat in the back, a little bit of extra insurance to keep you from getting slide bite. Now this has a little bit of a higher bore axis, only by just a little bit. But that is going to keep you from that slide bite from happening. As far as recoil, I don't really notice much of a change. It's a low recoiling gun. I guess maybe during rapid fire you could get just a slight bit more muzzle flip than you would off of a Glock or an Echelon or something like that. But perfectly manageable. It does have the grooves here on the side to help a little bit. It's good style cues, and also helps a little bit with just the handle, the ergonomics of the handle. Standard slide lock, slide release, nothing special with that. Standard rail right up here, so you can throw all your goodies on there. It does have some a little bit of notches in the front, but it's kind of slick, so it's not really going to help much. I think, maybe you'll get a little bit. I noticed putting my my finger in front of the trigger guard right here, seeing if maybe it'll provide some texture, but it really doesn't. So I guess they could have been just as good as just leaving that without any of the notches. The slide serrations are done very well. I really like the slide serrations on this. They're not too deep. They're not too sharp. Very good purchase. It's kind of a straight cut all the way back, and it stops right here to give you a little bit of a ledge. So I like that style point. Again, it's makes the gun look good, but it's simple. They didn't go crazy with the cuts, and I see why. Based off, this is kind of a budget-priced offering. They're going to not go too crazy. Standard, chamber loaded indicator here, and then of course right here, a little bit of the pin when the striker is in the cocked position. You can feel that there tactile, and you can tell that your striker is in the cocked position. The sights, they're pretty good. They're pretty good, but some criticism, I would say go with a green fiber optic. It's a little bit brighter. And then in the back, instead of putting these 2 dots, just leave it blacked out. I think that would have been a better sighting setup, but this works good. So no real issues with this sighting setup, just some criticisms that I've had, that I have in regards to this. So overall, good gun. I like it. It feels good in hand. It feels like an updated XD. That's what it feels like. And I'm a fan of the XD models. So good gun for duty use, good gun for home defense, concealed carry. It's a little bit bigger than a Glock 19. I kind of hate that everything is compared to the Glock 19 when we're talking about size, but just so you guys know, it's just a little bit bigger than a Glock 19, but not by much. It's just not by much at all, and it's mostly the length of the handle here. The Glock 19 is going to be just a little bit shorter, which makes sense because this is just 1 round more than a Glock 19. I would like to have seen 17 rounds, but I get it. They already have all these magazines, so might as well run with it. So the folks in Croatia, they make a good product. I know it says Springfield Armory, but keep in mind these XD pistols, along with the Echelons, the Hellcats, all that stuff, these are all Croatian-made guns. They're not U.S.-made guns. They're made in Croatia, and they're imported in by Springfield, and they throw the Springfield moniker on there. You can say right there, made in Croatia. It's an HS product from Croatia. So still a very good gun. They know how to make good guns, in my opinion, so I'm definitely a fan. So feel free to post in the comment section what you guys think about this particular gun. First impressions, this is pretty good. I think they could have done a couple things, maybe a couple tweaks to maybe keep the production costs low, but to add a little bit more to it. Namely, the sights, black out the rear, put a green front fiber optics, a little bit brighter. Take these grooves off because they're not really doing anything anyway. And with the cost possibly saved by that, because I know you can get pretty cheap blacked out rear sights. With the cost saves, maybe they could add another magazine to the package. That's probably the biggest criticism that I have of this. I get why they're doing it, because something's got to give when you're offering budget price guns. But it only comes with the 1 16-round mag. You got to buy extra mags. So that's not any different than, let's say, the Smith and Wesson SD9 2.0. That only comes with 1 mag as well. You got to buy extra mags. But it would be nice to get a budget price gun priced like this, but with 2 mags. So that way, at least you got to reload off the get-go. All you have to do is maybe potentially get a holster and some ammo and go out and start training. So there it is, the Springfield Armory XD Mod 3 Defender. First impressions, an excellent gun, especially considering the price point. When I look at this compared to like the Taurus G3, the Stoeger STR9, the Smith and Wesson SD9 2.0, even the Canics, like the basic Canik models, like what is it, the TP9SA and whatnot, TP9. This is a very good contender. I would probably pick this over those models. Just because, one thing, I know it doesn't have extra mags, so other models may beat it in that value, but one thing I've always liked about Springfield product, or I should say more accurately, the HS product type guns from Croatia, is they do really good with the machine work. Everything inside and out is done extremely well. That's one thing I like. It's one thing that speaks to quality on a gun. When I look in and I see there's no machine marks, there's none of that stuff, everything's good. There's no weird marks on the polymer, even on this budget price gun. Everything looks good. So that speaks to quality in my opinion. So more to follow as I can get out to the range. It's been a crazy last couple of weeks and month. I haven't really had much time to get out and do stuff. Hopefully that will change here shortly. I can get out because I got a lot of stuff to review, and this is just one of them. So chime in with your thoughts on this particular gun. As always, thank you for your support. Make sure to like, share this video, subscribe. You know the whole deal, the whole YouTube spiel. And I encourage you to do that with all of the gun tubers out there. It's not just me. There's a lot of gun tubers out there trying to do their thing. And I think it's an important space on YouTube, even though maybe YouTube doesn't agree fully with, what we do. I think it's important to go out and educate the masses and give them an idea on what to spend their hard-earned money on and what good quality firearms are out there. So thanks a lot for watching as always. Stay safe.